Well, hey guys, we are back for another percent video that will help you see the different variations of these questions on the ACT. And these will also help you with the SAT. With that in mind, I hope it's helpful to you. And please remember, we are trying to reach young adults who don't have any help outside of school. So please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It would be really great to have your help. Let's get moving to the first question. All right. Let me get my pen set up. Right there. Okay. To win the student council election, a candidate must receive over 50% of the votes cast. There were 750 votes cast. Of the following expressions about X, which one is true? So we need to find the minimum number of votes that a candidate must have received to win the election. And you know that they must receive at least 50%. And it says a candidate must receive over 50% here. Okay, and with that being said, the first thing we need to do is take 750 votes and multiply it by 0.50, 50%. And when you do that, it gives you 375. Now it's about interpreting your signs in your answer choices. So it says a candidate must receive over 50%. So it's got to be greater than 375%. So X must be greater than 375. And that's going to give us answer choice H. All right, let's move to the next question. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this graph a little bit larger. Image a little bit larger. Yeah, that helps. The graph below shows Allison living expenses, which totaled $600 during September of her freshman year in college. So her housing expenses are roughly, so these intervals are 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So they go by 20s. So let me change the color of my pen tip, make it red. I'm going to write on the figure. So housing is going to be about 230 right there. So I'll write it over here, 230. The food, 20, 40, 60, 70. Food's going to be 170, 170. Clothing is going to be right at 90. Entertainment is going to, looks like 50%, 50. So put 50 right here. And then other 20, 40, 60 is 60. Now, when you total all these up, we're going to get 600. Now let's finish the question. Trying to limit her spending, Allison decides that in October she could spend 60 less. So 60 less for food and 40 less for clothing. So she's going to reduce her budget by $100 so far. If she can accomplish this, and the rest of her expenses are the same as they were in September, approximately what percent of Allison's October expenses will be for entertainment? So she's going to reduce her expenditures by $100. Let me change my pen tip. So we know now she had a total expenditure of 600. She's reducing food by 60 and clothing by another 40. So that reduces it by 100. The question says, what percent of Allison's October expenses will be for entertainment? So entertainment is 50. And they want the percentage. So 50 out of 500. Well, the first zeros cancel, and that leaves 5 over 50. And 5 over 50 can be reduced to 1/10 or 10%. And therefore, it's answer choice C. Let's move on. The price of the coat decreased from $50 to $40. What percent did it decrease by? So 50 minus 40, that's the difference, divided by the original price of 50. So that's going to be 10 over 50. Well, that can be reduced to 1/5, which 1/5 is 20%. And so that'd be answer choice D. Next question. Another table. Okay. Chang, a store employee, asked each of 50 customers, so a total of 50 customers, which one of 4 shirt colors the customers preferred. The number of customers who preferred each color is given in the table. So the colors are red, white, blue, and gray, and the number of customers that preferred each one of those is 15, 22. Blue is 5, gray is 8. Now it says Chang will order 500 shirts, and the proportions by color in the table. How many gray shirts will he order? So there's a total of 8 gray. So there's a ratio of 8 out of 50. And that's going to be equal to, that will reduce to by 2 to 4/25. Now, there's a total of 500 shirts that he's going to order using this ratio, 4/25. So 500 times 4/25, that's going to be equal to 2,000 over 25. And when you put that number in your calculator, 2,000 divided by 25, you're going to get 80. So that's going to be answer choice J. Couple of more. Okay, so we got a big O Venn diagram. Real quick, the numbers that overlap in the circles, those are combinations between, like, do you see how math and chemistry overlap? We've got, for instance, the 10, that'll give you like, there's a combination of 10 in that group from math and chemistry together. So make sure you understand how to read these diagrams. The counselors at Lakewood High School interviewed 200 students. So we know we're talking about 200 total students. There's 200 total students. To determine placement in 3 different honors courses, math, chemistry, and literature. The number of these students placed in these honors courses are shown in the diagram. Of these 200, 10% were placed into all 3 honors courses, 35% into exactly 2 honors courses. What percent of the students were placed into exactly 1 honors course? So the students that are in exactly 1 honors course are going to be the students that aren't in the overlap. So 15, 65, and 20. So let's take the 20, the 15, and the 65 and total them. So that's going to be 7 and 3 is 10, 100. So there's 100 right there. The question says, what percent of the students were placed into exactly 1 honors course? Well, you know, you have a total of 200, and you know 100 are in 1 course. So that's going to be 100 out of 200. And you can cancel both your zeros, and you end up with 1/2 or 50%. And that's going to be answer choice E. All right. Last one. The ACT really prefers this type of percentage question. You see this a lot on the exam. So if 40% of some number is 8, so mathematically that says 0.4 times some number equals 8. Then what is 15% of that number? Well, we can calculate that number, which is x. So x is going to be equal to 8. Let me write that better. 8 divided by 0.4. And that's going to be equal to x. So 8 divided by 0.4 is equal to 20. Now we know what that number is. Now we can take 15% of that number. So 20 times 0.15. 20 times 0.15 ends up being 3. And so that's going to lead us to answer choice C. That's our last question. And that's going to be the last video for the percentage questions. So there's about 18 different questions that I've gone over in 3 different videos. Tried to keep these short and sweet for you so it won't waste your time. Many of you will be studying for either the ACT or SAT, which is coming up in the next couple of weeks or shortly. With that in mind, I wish you all the best. Please remember, stay focused on your studies. If you can get, a really high score, perhaps universities will give you some scholarship money. And I've seen a lot of the students that I work with personally get scholarship money because of their scores. Let that be a motivating factor to you. Now, during the test, stay focused on the test. Don't keep looking up at the clock. If you keep looking up at the clock, you're more focused on time rather than the test material. Stay focused on the test. Look at the clock 1 or 2 times during each section, just to keep pace. That way you'll be more focused on answering questions and accurately answering them. And your score, well, it'll probably go up. Guys, I wish you all the best and good luck.